Being consistent on here is one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do in my life. I have been struggling really bad to figure out what I need to do in order to make sure that I'm constantly uploading every Sunday. But I'm giving myself grace and allowing myself to breathe and not force myself to create content or force myself to get in front of the camera when I'm not feeling myself or not feeling well. And the past 2 weeks, I mean, like, yeah, about like 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't really felt that good. I actually was admitted into the ER. Long story short, was dealing with a lot and currently dealing with some like stomach issues that have been reoccurring since I was in my teenage years. I once had caught H. pylori, and then I caught it twice again. And it was funny because the previous time that I caught it was a few years ago. It was back during the pandemic, or during 2020, and I had eaten something that I probably shouldn't have been eating, and I got sick before a trip out to a different state, and I was sick the entire trip. And that trip was one of the worst trips that I've ever been on in my life. A lot of drama happened, a lot of issues and things in between, but that was like the third time that I've ever caught it. And I know that having that has caused some ongoing issues that my doctors are trying to help me figure out. And now I'm finally going to be getting in touch with a specific GI doctor that has good reviews out here and trying to figure out what's going on with that, because it's been affecting my life in specific ways. But right now, I'm kind of at a good place because I wasn't the past couple of weeks after I had gotten out of the ER. And it was like reoccurring GI issues that were affecting like my chest. So it was really scary. So I was trying to make sure that it was nothing heart related. And thank God it wasn't, because I was having a lot of like chest pains and they still come here and there, but it's usually due to like ongoing like acid and other issues that are going on inside of my stomach. But it was terrifying because I kept, and then my anxiety gets the best of me. So I was really worried that it was something to do with my heart, because my family has a lot of hard stuff that's happened to them in the past, genetic stuff, that could be passed down to me. So I'm trying to be better. I've been eating better. I've been doing food maps and trying to figure out like, what does this affect me? Does this food affect me? Does eating this, make me worse? Can I handle this? And things like that. But in between, these past couple of weeks has been really hard because I've been trying to like go back to work and do other things, because I am working a 9 to 5 that takes up most of my time. So that's another thing that has been difficult for me to be consistent with this. And I hate coming on here and giving you guys the lame excuse or making excuses for it, because me actually uploading and creating videos and, being able to do this has been something that's been fruitful, because I would have never gotten to 10K this year if I did not continue to post. I would have never gotten, the accolades and brand deals and reach outs if I wasn't consistent with the things that I'm creating, whether that be on YouTube or whether that be on other social media platforms alike. So I'm mostly saying this because I think there's a time and place where grace needs to be given, because I think the last time that I uploaded was like almost 2 weeks ago, or 18 days ago, 19 days ago, whatever it might be. But I did tell myself that I would at least try to get the courage and get the strength to be able to continue to create things while in between. So I've been doing a lot of, posting on TikTok when I can, posting on Instagram and things like that, which has been, again, another fruitful thing, because recently 2 of my videos have been doing pretty well over on Instagram, and it's gained me over 300 new followers on my new page, which I think is absolutely bonkers. But I also did want to talk a little bit about how sometimes being consistent can lead to burnout, which I know sounds really crazy, but I need y'all to hear me out. Because there was a point in time when I was working more like part-time. I was working in the service industry and I was still creating videos almost every week. And I think that was primarily because I had a different set type of schedule, because when it came to service industry, most of the time you kind of know exactly what days you're going in, what days you're off, what times you go in and things like that. So like there were times where I was only working maybe like 4 to 5 hours and then going to my said job and being there for that specific amount of time. So there was times where I can do stuff in the morning or film in the morning and then edit really quick before I get to work and have those set uploads be posted. But now that I'm in this different space, that was years ago when I was a teenager. Now that I'm in this different space and I'm more I'm an adult now, and I'm trying to understand the balance and the duality of, having a 9 to 5 and actually, building my personal brand, via these different platforms. I'm starting to understand kind of the cadence of how hard it can be when you are working a corporate level 9 to 5 job Monday through Friday. So like, I told myself that if I have the opportunities and the chances to have this distance from, having time and having a space to be able to do this, that I can, do my best to try to. So I think what I'm going to start doing is like, just do my best to find a video idea, maybe sit here and yap with you guys on Saturdays and publish it on Sundays. Because I think my problem right now is I'm getting too much in my head about future content or about content that I want to post, when I know that if I'm going to build this personal brand, I need to just be myself and be relatable and have content that I know people will understand and relate to and gravitate towards. So moving forward, I think that's the best. I think that's the best fruition of what I can do, because I'm kind of at this stage where I'm done trying to stress myself out in creating content or, posting in general. Because right now on Instagram, I have 2 series that are going on and I only have 1 episode out, and I haven't been able to film the next episodes because, to me, I do try my best to batch content, but mostly like on TikTok, where I can just, freebird it. And, TikTok is a platform where it's kind of like you can be as relatable as possible. And I know there's a lot going on with TikTok right now, there's possible bans and a new app and yada yada, whatever it might be. But I never let those things try to stop me from doing the things that I'm already doing. So like, I could care less if it gets banned again or not. I'm gonna still be posting and still using my voice and platform on there. But it's a different space than here. It's a different space than Instagram. It's a different space than a whole bunch of other social media platforms. So I told myself that like, if I do continue to do that, that's the easiest option. But then also on top of that, when it comes to these type of videos, I don't want to, especially if I'm going to start vlogging, if I do ever find the free time, I don't want them to come off inauthentic, because I can see a lot of, and I watch content like that in general, where it's scripted or it's this and that and the third, and it's still good. I'm not saying it's not good, but that's nothing that I've always felt the need to do. And so I know with certain stuff there comes a storyline and things like that, and eventually down the line maybe I'll even do like short films or whatever it might be that is the passions of my heart. But I have a joy in doing this and just sitting here and talking to you and hoping that you're actually listening. Whether I'm playing in the background of your TV right now, whether I'm playing in the background of your TV and you're doing dishes or running around the house or you're at the gym, whatever it might be, I still appreciate you being here and watching regardless, because that's how I know I'm going to build my authentic community. It might be easier to batch content in that sort of way, but it just still doesn't feel authentic to me. I know that maybe down the line I can do specific topic videos and batch those, because I do have a lot of generic things that I do feel like I need to talk about and want to talk about that people are going through currently and that we can chat about and relate to. And that can be something down the line as well. But when it comes to just coming in here, sitting down, getting my thoughts out, talking to you, and hoping that the person behind the screen is understanding where I'm coming from, that's where I get the most joy, and like that's where I feel my authentic self the most. And I don't want to change that. I don't think it's something that I need to, because I think it's been working in my favor the best that it can. And I think now moving forward, I don't care anymore about metrics, especially when it comes to here, because I'm at this stage right now where I'm still trying to figure it out. And I am, sometimes, doing the best that I can when it comes to understanding those metrics and seeing like, okay, maybe this isn't the best idea, or maybe that video didn't work because of this. But I'm not letting that stop me from creating. I'm not letting these numbers, these followers, these engagements stop me, because I've been seeing and noticing lately that it's been something that's been bothering me, but not bothering like in a way where it's like annoying, but almost like I'm too focused on it. And I feel like if I continue to focus too much on numbers, it's gonna make me anxious and make me too worried to continue to create. And so, yeah, I just wanna be in this space where I am consistent, but it's not to the point where I'm gonna get burnt out, because I know that I need to give myself grace because of how much work that I'm doing. And I'm proud of the work that I'm doing at my 9 to 5. I may not think it's something that I wanna do for the rest of my life, and I am trying my best to be a courageous adult in understanding what my next best steps are in order to really fulfill my dreams and achieve great things, especially since there's so many people that are pouring into me and pouring such good positivity into my life when it comes to my content creating, and telling me that I deserve this and I deserve that. So that's helping a lot too. But I'm also trying to retrain my brain to tell myself that as well, and to again give myself grace and say, this is just how it's gonna be, just for the time being, at least until I can really figure it out. And I'm so grateful for the friends and people that are beside me right now, especially my like creative friends that are really rooting for me. And like, I have some chats coming up, and I'm meeting with some people that are like, gonna help me understand like what is it that I really want out of this and how I can move forward doing it. But I'm not stupid. I have bills to pay, I have things to do, I have, issues to resolve, I have good benefits and things like that. And until I can start a plan, and figure that out, I won't be able to do the things that I truly want to do until I know I have that safety net. And I know some people will say, well, no, just jump for it, take the leap. And I know that leap is going to come, but I've always been a probable and smart person. I've never done something too stupid. I have learned from my mistakes in the past, but like, I know better than to jump into something knowing that I have too many responsibilities. And I know better now than what I've, especially through the experiences that I've been through in the past, than to just up and quit something when I know that it's good and that I know that it's benefiting me in the long run. And where I'm working now is really bringing me joy and bringing me peace. And so I have, great people that are surrounding me that are helping me understand that, like, you have the time. I just turned 30. I had a rough 20s, and I was sitting there trying to figure it out. And then even in my 20s, I was trying to figure out, how can I be consistent? How can I, keep posting, keep making content, keep doing this. And throughout my 20s, I was tired, and I'm tired of being tired. I don't want my 30s to be like my 20s. And, again, time is really just a social construct when you really think about it, because I think everyone has the opportunity and chances to really do what they love. And there's a lot of people waking up and realizing that. There's a lot of people realizing that this 9 to 5 stuff is really crazy. This corporate lifestyle is crazy. This working dead-end jobs is crazy. Or even working at places where things are good, but you realize that your heart is not in it, can really make things all the more difficult. So I'm grateful for the people that I have that are honestly going to help me achieve the things that I have written down and the things that I'm trying to go for. But I know now, right now, consistency is hard, and I have to give myself grace. And I hope that you give myself grace as well. I hope that I don't have to continue to come on here and be like, oh, I'm sorry it's been 2 weeks that I haven't uploaded, or I'm sorry I'm only uploading once this month, because I have stuff going on. And that's that. Every human on this planet, freaking Earth, has something going on currently. And I'm done letting myself feel sorry about saying that or feeling that. I've never been the type of person to give myself grace. And I know now that consistency is difficult. And that can be for anything. Being consistent in being at the gym, working out, eating right, reading, journaling, all that. It's hard. And you have to give yourself time and space and the grace that you deserve, because it's not going to be easy starting that. But I think when you gradually keep doing it, that's what's the most important. I think consistency with gradualness is the most important thing. You don't have to be like this person that is always like this. That's not probable, and that's not possible. There are people that can handle stuff like that, but then there's also people that can't. And I know that I'm not one of those people. So I just think that if you're ever going to be consistent with something, you need to just give yourself the time and space to do whatever it is that you're doing. Because consistency is hard. Consistency is hard. But I do have good stuff coming up. I have, all these series on like other socials. If you're not following me on Instagram and TikTok, I really would appreciate if you did. All of the links are in the description box. I have some exciting people that will be on this channel coming up in the, the later half of this year. And I'm just excited for whatever is to come, because I have been seeing a lot of signs, which has been kind of uncanny, which is what the next video is going to be about next Sunday. I've been seeing so many different signs about, and seeing angel numbers and all types of crazy stuff where I'm like, I think I am on the right path finally. I don't know what the energy shift was. I don't know what quantum leaping, whatever, you might believe what I might have did to do that. But I've been praying, I've been journaling, and I've been seeing so much stuff that makes me realize that I'm doing the right things right now. And so I'm giving myself grace when it comes to creating and posting and being consistent, because it's not easy. But yeah, there's exciting stuff on all my other socials, so please follow me there. Subscribe if you haven't already, and give yourself grace. You deserve grace as well. I see the comments, I see other people on my other socials, and we talk about it often, but yeah, give yourself grace too. You deserve that, and you're doing the best that you can. We're doing the best that we can, but we got this at the end of the day. We got this. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you.